Kia ora Year 10 product development students. We are going to be making a cardboard riser in this video. The first thing that you're going to need is an A4 piece of paper to draw out this image. What you need to do is probably return and pause so that you can go back and take the measurements from the still, but check out how I draw it and mask out the views. I do the side view first before the front view, and I'm marking out with one color and then using a second color to darken in and just adjust things. Then I'm going to cut this out because I'm going to be tracing it onto some cardboard. Just the overall sizes of the side view, not the narrow front view, and then tracing it onto all these pieces of card. I need to test how many pieces I need. You probably need about 6, but I wasn't sure when I started. Then as you're cutting, your choice is to use scissors or a craft knife. I used a craft knife, it was far easier, but just be careful with your hands. I also just started to connect a few together just to test out the thickness. Be very careful of your fingers as you're using a craft knife. It is important to be careful of that, and here I am just shaping out the outer parts because it's not just 6 panels that are connected to one another. They have the same shape, but they change in length. So that little front view is really helpful to guide me as to where things start and finish in terms of those outer layers. If you're using PVA, put it on with a little scrap piece of card. You can do it with your fingers as well, but it's probably going to get a bit messy. And here I'm shaping out the top part up near the arrow rest. This is my final outcome. So people, this is the arrow rest that you can see here, which is directly goes all the way to the middle of the riser itself, okay? So that's why some of the material is taken away from here to help balance out the weight of the riser in this top half. This is pretty solid down the bottom here because this is where our hand grips, and it's really important for it to still remain reasonably solid so that we can be comfortable with our grip, okay? So, but you can see that it narrows here because that matches the length or change of length of our fingers. So as soon as that wraps it in, this is a much larger circumference than the circle in here. So once we put an object in there, it needs to be tapering and getting smaller here. The other element that is important to note that this is pretty much symmetrical. This is like the middle line where the arrow rest is, and then these two surfaces here are for the limbs to attach to, okay? So they need to be reflective of each other. This is like a mirror line, so this angle is the same as that but reflected. The other element that I would probably change when I make a second one of these is taking away a little bit of the material from this outer panel and on this side, just so that it matches the curve, the natural curve of my hand here, and it really, my hand and this become one, and it fits in really nicely so I can grip onto it. That is an important change that I would make. So I'm pretty happy with this for a first go. So it had 3 layers of cardboard on this side and 3 layers on the other side, and it's just glued together with PVA. I look forward to seeing your outcomes this week.